Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Bold and the Beautiful recap is finally in for Thursday, May 22, 2025. In today's episode, Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, rejects Daphne Rose, Muriel Hilaire, Zende Forrester Dominguez, Delon de Metz, calls out the nose on her feelings. Plus, Katie Logan, Heather Tom, pressures Ridge Forrester, Thorsten K. 8 Forrester Creations, Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, sits at her desk, staring at an online article about Bridge reuniting at the fashion show. Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, interrupts, saying, "You look like you're enjoying your work." Brooke raves about the success of the fashion show. Brooke adds that she had something special to work with at the fashion show. "You and Ridge? I thought that would be old news by now." Taylor and Brooke talk about the showstopper. Taylor tries to minimize the effect Brooke had on Ridge that day. Taylor claims there's nothing wrong with Bridgie having a moment. Taylor reasons it was good for the company. "That's as far as it goes," Taylor insists. Taylor is a new woman and she has Ridge. Taylor adds that Ridge has chosen her, not Brooke. The brunette says the showstopper has no impact on Ridge's love for her. In another office at FC, Katie tells Ridge that what Brooke said was true. Katie gushes about how so many people agree it was magical. Ridge thinks they were reacting to the showstopper. Katie thinks they were reacting to Bridge. Katie gets a notification. Brooke is on the cover of a magazine. Katie shows the cover to Ridge. Instead of responding to Katie's questions, Ridge thinks back to Brooke in that showstopper. "Oh, he's got it bad." Ridge covers as Katie rolls her eyes. Katie knows he made a commitment to Taylor. But he clearly loves Brooke. Ridge wants to be a man of his word. Katie says he's not doing anyone any favors by staying with Taylor if his heart is for Brooke. Ridge promises that he's going to be there for Taylor, he won't hurt her again. Ridge literally broke Taylor's heart, he can't do that to her again. Katie tells him that he's not being fair to Taylor by not being totally honest. Katie leaves and runs into Taylor, who is about to come in. Daphne is in an office sniffing perfume. Those perfume bottles are like a drug to her. The nose recalls her kiss with Carter. Zende interrupts her daydreaming and closes the door. Daphne covers, but Zende knows she was thinking about Carter. Zende says Daphne loves Carter, and she can't run from her feelings. Daphne is confused. Why was Hope Logan, Annika Noel, allowed back at FC? Zende says Carter was involved too, and some say he was the instigator, but he's allowed back. Daphne insists Hope was driving Carter to go against his morals. Daphne opens up about her feelings to Zende. The designer brings up Hope. The nose thinks Hope is bad for the company, and for Carter. Daphne insists that Hope is looking for love elsewhere, and she's in Carter's past. The nose says she's Carter's future. At Brooke's house, Hope tells Carter she loves him. Carter seems so relieved. They sit on the couch. Carter can't believe Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, is dying. But Hope can lean on him. Hope practically leaps into Carter's arms. The CUO promises never to let Hope down ever again. They kiss. Later, Carter asks to see Daphne alone. At the loft, the nose says she's always glad to see him. Carter admits he just saw Hope. Daphne is concerned. Did he tell Hope what he overheard with Liam? Daphne is getting the wrong idea and smiles as she encourages Carter that he'll find love again. The CUO says, "You're right, I have." Daphne opens up about her feelings. She says the L word. Carter says that he's in love with Hope, and they are back together again. Brooke is alone in her office. Hope happily bounces in. Hope can tell something is wrong and listens as Brooke vents about Taylor. Meanwhile, Taylor talks about her beautiful chapter with Ridge. The sun had barely crept over the horizon as tension brewed across Los Angeles in Thursday's stirring episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. What began as a quiet morning quickly evolved into a storm of confrontation, heartbreak, and pressure, both emotional and strategic, as the lives of the Forresters, Logans, and those orbiting them continued their dramatic entanglement. Scene 1. Daphne's hopes dashed. In the Forrester Creations design room, Daphne stood before the mirror, adjusting the collar of her blazer. She'd come in early to prepare for her presentation, a new accessory line she hoped would finally give her some traction with Ridge and Steffi. But her mind wasn't solely on fashion, no, it was on Zende. On the night they'd shared drinks. On the subtle, stolen glances in meetings. The shared jokes. The almost kiss 2 days ago that still lingered in her mind. When Zende entered the room, arms crossed and jaw tight, Daphne's hopeful smile faded quickly. "Zende," she said with a soft exhale, brushing a loose curl behind her ear. "I'm glad you're here early. I wanted to talk about us." Zende didn't move from the doorway. "Daphne, I need to be honest. Whatever you're feeling, it can't go further." A stunned silence filled the room. "What?" she asked, her voice tight. He sighed, stepping forward. "You're talented, beautiful, smart. But I can't lead you on. My heart's still wrapped up in Luna. And even though she's with RJ, I can't pretend there's room for anyone else right now." Daphne blinked, her expression flickering between disbelief and humiliation. "I see." She masked the heartbreak with composure, nodding slightly. "Thanks for being honest." But as she turned back to her laptop, her hands trembled. Rejection at work was tough. Rejection in the heart of the place that was supposed to be her dream. Unbearable. What she didn't see was Zende hesitate at the door, as though something in him regretted what he'd said. But he left anyway, leaving Daphne staring into her reflection, willing herself not to cry. Scene 2. Zende's call-out. Later, in the main design office, Archie was reviewing sketches when Zende marched in, eyes blazing. "We need to talk," Zende snapped. Archie raised an eyebrow. "Okay, about Luna. About how you swooped in while she was vulnerable. About how you act like you're this golden boy, when really you've never paid your dues like the rest of us." Archie stood up, defensive. "You've got a problem with me, Zende, say it outright. But Luna made her choice. She chose me." "Oh, and you think that's the end of it?" Zende fired back. "You think a few cozy beach dates and family brunches erase the fact that you don't even understand what she's been through? What I went through with her." "You drugged her, Zende." RJ replied sharply. "You keep talking about what you went through, but Luna's the one dealing with the fallout." Zende's face tightened. "It wasn't intentional. I thought I was giving her water. I never would have." He cut himself off, fuming. RJ, calming, said, "Look, man, I get that you have feelings for her. But you can't keep blaming me for something that was never mine to control." "Then stop acting like you own her," Zende snapped, before turning on his heel and leaving. Behind him, RJ stared down at his sketches, but they now seemed blurry. It wasn't just jealousy in Zende's voice. It was pain. A pain he didn't know how to fix, and maybe never could. Scene 3. Katie's pressure on Poppy. Over at Il Giardino, Katie Logan stirred her espresso with unnecessary force. She wasn't here for caffeine. She was here to confront the woman who'd been dodging accountability for too long. When Poppy arrived, surprised by the invitation, Katie gestured for her to sit. "I assume this isn't about Forrester business," Poppy said carefully. Katie leaned in. "You're right. It's about Luna. About the kind of example you're setting. And about Bill." Poppy narrowed her eyes. "I don't answer to you, Katie." "No, you don't," Katie said calmly. "But I answer to Will. And as long as there's a chance Bill's going to dive into another impulsive love affair with a woman who keeps secrets from her daughter, I will get involved." Poppy scoffed. "You don't know anything about me." "I know enough," Katie snapped. "I know Luna still doesn't have all the facts about her paternity. I know you've been dangling the truth just long enough to keep Bill interested. And I know that manipulation when I see it." Poppy set her jaw, her voice steely. "You want to talk about manipulation? Let's talk about how you used your illness to guilt Bill into staying loyal, or how you played the saint while judging every woman who didn't meet your Logan standard. Katie leaned back, clearly hit, but she didn't flinch. This isn't about me. This is about Luna. And if you really want what's best for her, you'll stop using her to leverage a future with Bill. The standoff lasted another silent 10 seconds before Poppy stood. Stay out of my life, Katie, she warned. You've done enough damage pretending it's protection. As Poppy walked away, Katie finally took a sip of her coffee. It was cold. Bitterness lingered, not from the drink, but from the realization that this battle was far from over. Scene 4. Daphne and Grace. Later that afternoon, Daphne was outside the design office, leaning against the balcony rail. Grace Buckingham found her there, sipping a bottle of water and looking like she'd aged 5 years in 5 hours. Rough day, Grace asked gently. Daphne laughed bitterly. Is there any other kind here? Grace nodded. I remember those. The feeling like you're not good enough, for the job, for the people. But it's not the truth, Daphne. You're one of the best interns we've ever had. I got rejected by Zende, Daphne admitted softly, her voice cracking. Grace's expression softened. Then that's his loss. Is it? Daphne asked. Or am I just the backup girl? You know, the one guys flirt with when their dream woman isn't looking their way. You're more than that, Grace said. Don't let one man's confusion redefine your worth, and don't let this place turn you into someone who thinks rejection is the end. It's just a beginning. Daphne gave a small smile. It wasn't much, but it was enough to keep her upright, for now. Scene 5. Luna's revelation. Back in the Forrester showroom, Luna was flipping through fabric swatches when Katie arrived. Luna, Katie said gently. I just spoke with your mother. Luna looked up, bracing. Did she tell you the truth? No, Katie said honestly. But I think you already know it. Luna's eyes shimmered. I don't know what to believe anymore. About my dad. About RJ. Even about Zende. Katie reached out. The only person who gets to decide what's true for you is you. But don't let anyone write your story. Not Poppy, not Zende. Not even RJ. Tears welled in Luna's eyes. I just want peace, Katie. I want my life back. Katie gave her a fierce, comforting look. Then take it. Whatever it takes. Final scene. Storms on the horizon. As the sun dipped below the hills, several characters stood on thresholds, both literal and emotional. Zende stood alone in the design studio, replaying his conversation with RJ and regretting the venom in his tone. Daphne, after hours, closed her laptop and walked out of Forrester with her head held high, rejection tucked quietly behind her eyes. Katie returned home to find Bill in her driveway, holding a folder, his expression unreadable. And Poppy? She stood in her living room, clutching a photo of a man who might be Luna's real father. A man who wasn't Bill Spencer. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Boldy and BAUTFUL UPDAT YouTube channel for more update news.